to Bizchicks TV. We're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. Here are your hosts.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Bizchicks TV. This is a place for tips, tools, strategies, and everything that you need to take the hassle out of your hustle. Today is Tuesday. That means the digital diva herself is right here, right now. Terry Johnson, online from New York City, is here to bring us the latest, the greatest in social media and digital marketing news. So without further ado, Terry J, take it away.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another week of Marketing Talk, where we talk about all things marketing, market strategy, what's happening online lately. And of course, we keep up with the trends. So there's some things happening, and it's not about marketing. It's about, if you live in the world and you pay attention to the news, or you watch what's going on, or you're on social media, there's a lot of things happening. And I've seen some people post some things. And when I say people, I mean business owners. That's what I'm following. I'm not really following influencers. I'm following business owners to see what they're saying. And they're talking about what they're feeling, what they're seeing. So what I'm hearing and seeing, because I saw this on my threads, I haven't been to Instagram in a while, so I don't know what's going on there. Probably same thing. And then I checked one of my email accounts where I have I sign up for newsletters because I want to test and see what this person is talking about and offering. So I happened to check that email, and I saw an email, and the title was, "Is sharing your opinion on politics bad for business?" And I was like, we talked about this before. I think the last time I mentioned it was when George Floyd was murdered. That was things are just so, I can't get dates. Maybe it was 4 years, 5, I'm not sure. But there was a big thing online, and people were posting black squares on Instagram, and there was a back and forth, and we talked about, as a business owner, what do you say? So now here we are again. There's stuff happening in the news. We are in the first half, not even the first half of the year, it's just beginning. And things have just been exploding. This time is different because I'm seeing people give their opinions, passionate opinions, very, I'm going to say what I say, and I don't really care about no, they care. It's just that this is too much of an emotion or whatever they're feeling, that I have to say something personally as a person, even though I'm online running, trying to grow my business online, because that's what social media is. It's the place where everybody is talking. Business owners want to be there, getting people into, all the stuff we talk about. So I've seen that. And then I was on Threads, and there was another thread from Shannon McKinstry. I hope I'm saying her name right, but let me share it so you guys can see it. This was on Threads. A lot of conversation on Threads, guys. Not this video and media and reels, but it's not really that kind of place. As far as the people I follow, there's a lot of conversation. So I saw this, and I've seen other posts, but these are the two that are sticking out to me recently. And I want to share this because we're talking about point of view. POV means point of view rules. And I was saying rules as in what to follow, what to do, and also rule as in ruling the day, like what you need to focus on strategy wise in order to post. And I don't mean point of view rules in the sense of politics. I mean it in the sense of getting a message out. Okay, so let me bring up this thread. I hope you can see it. If not, it needs to be. Let me zoom it in a bit in my browser. What is it? 100. Let me zoom because I want everybody to see this. Okay, is that good?
I can see it. And then
I'm going to read it, but I just want to make sure it's like bigger.
Yeah.
Let me see. What do I have? 150.
Make it a little bit bigger.
How's that?
There you go.
Okay.
That's better.
Okay, this is good. So this is on my threads. This is somebody I follow 5 days, and it's Shannon McKinstry. She's in social media, 20 years of marketing. You can see her profile. I will put the link in the chat. Let me put the link there first before we start talking about it, because that way, if you want to see it, you can see it. This is just one business owner opinion. This is somebody that's in social media. I've seen some others, but I just, this one stuck out to me. So she says, I've been getting a lot of messages from people who feel pressure to speak up and declare where they stand. And I just want to say this with so much care. If you feel called to speak, use your voice. And if you don't, because you're at capacity, because of trauma, because of nervous system, that's okay. It's also true that some people don't have the luxury of being quiet. And it's also true when someone is, she goes into the emotions, and she's saying, really what she's saying is, no matter what you do, there will be people who think you're not doing enough. There will be people who think you're doing too much. And then there will be people who quietly watch and never say a word. We're living in a time where everything feels deeply emotional. It's impossible not to be impacted by what happened. So she goes, on and saying informed, and all of these things that she's saying. So that's one person. Now I got another one. Let me switch over. This was email. Is it showing up? I can't. Oh, I took it away. Sorry.
I know.
Bring it back. This was email, but it was Substack, and I was like, well, first of all, I like that because it came to me as email, because I didn't look through the app. It came in an email, and I was like, how do I share it here without sharing all my emails? I was like, oh, it's a Substack. So it's like pretty cool. Let's get this one in, and of course, I'm gonna have to zoom in. Sorry, on my browser. Okay, so this is Tim Stoddart. I hope I'm saying his name right. Tim Stoddart. Is sharing your opinion on politics bad for business? Now, I've been following this guy for a long time because I don't know if you remember, there was a website called Copy Blogger. Do you remember that? Copy Blogger. Mm-hmm. This was a blogging site about not content marketing, but blogging, creating content, how to reach your, as a business, how to reach your audience and all the other stuff. And it's been around for a long time. It was sold a few years ago. I'm not sure when, but this guy, Tim Stoddart, bought the Copy Blogger. I'm not sure if he kept the name Copy Blogger, but he also does, he also talks on as himself. So he put this out, came to my email. I was like, I saw the title, interests me. I clicked on the email, I read it, and then I was like, okay, to share it, I'm going to Substack. So here's the Substack. You can follow him if you want on Substack. Is sharing your opinion on politics bad for business? So he's talking about what's going on. I'm not going to mention the politics. Everybody should know what's going on. Things are being released. People are talking. There's a lot of conversation. So he goes in to talk about that. Then he goes talking about social media. I don't think ranting on social media is a good use of my time. He talks about the algorithm. He talks about things that are going on. Then he says, keep your eyes on the prize. And he talks about he has a school or a platform called Academy. So then, of course, he puts that in there because he wants you to join, and he integrates it very well. And then at the bottom, he says, so should you post your political opinions on social media? I don't know. I see examples of people doing it and using their attention to advance their agenda. And then he says, the people I admire seem to be in a place where they can accept the world around them for what it is, while simultaneously remaining focused enough to be the change that they wish to see in the world. He goes on about how he's feeling. But at the end, he says, for today, I will decide to stay focused on advancing my cause and serving the people who I want to serve. The rest, I hope, will work itself out. Talk to you tomorrow. So this is how he posts his stuff on his newsletter and Substack. So I wanted to share these two examples. Just an example, a snapshot of point of view. And this is what's happening. And, people are still going, and, I think I went to Instagram. People are doing reels and all the stuff that they're doing because they're selling, and that's okay. But you also have people like these two examples, and they just happen to be in social media, the social media business, where they're sharing their point of view. Also, I have to check Mark Schaefer, one of my favorite marketing people to follow. I wanted to see what he has said. If he said anything, he probably has his opinion. I mean, they're not talking about the politics of it. They're talking about how they feel about it and integrating their business into it. So with the other lady, Shannon, I don't think she has a link to like, this is what I'm doing. Like her way of sharing information is that she shares her point of view, and then you like it so much, you go to our profile and then there's all the stuff. And most people do that. So what I'm saying is they're not the hard sell on her end. This guy is not the hard sell. He just softly, called a soft CTA, a soft call to action, where he just mentions, and let me go back to it. He mentions his academy. And he talks about when people subscribe to him and what happens, and what his results is, but he says it in a way that is not buy my thing or subscribe to my thing. It's just he integrates. It's like a segue. It's a very smooth segue.
It's a part of the conversation.
What's that?
It's just part of the conversation.
Yes, he tells a conversation. He has a conversation, and this is not his. Just this email, like all of his things, whether it's talking about this subject or anything that has to do with content marketing, and things like that. This is how his point of view. This is how he talks. So when I saw this one from him, I don't open all his emails. I'm pretty sure if I went to Substack on the app, I might have seen this, but I didn't. I just happened to check and saw this, and the title got me, jumped out, and I was like, okay, these two pieces of content are fitting into, what we really need to talk about now. And Dr. Tachi is here.
Mm-hmm.
So let me stop sharing this. Good morning. So that is kind of basically what we need to talk about how, what should you say? Should you say anything? That's a correct response. Should you not say anything? That's a correct response for you and your audience. So you have to kind of gauge it as to, how is my audience going to take it? Do I want to say something? How do I want to say it? Do I want to let people know my personal political opinions and views because I might lose some customers? But if you read the room of society as it is now, and it's worldwide, it's not just United States. This thing is going around worldwide, where political figures are getting pulled in from all countries. It's royalty, name it. It's all being sucked in. The point is, if you're not saying anything, it's okay, because if you're not, that's still a point of view. Being silent is still a point of view. You're just being silent.
I think I think this is really a really good conversation to have, because what does your people want to hear from you?
Yes. Now, on the other side of this, I've seen some other posts specifically on Threads, because that just is drawing my attention, where people are going, how could you post about your offer, your business? Don't you see the world is burning, and these kind of things? But you have to realize that the social online world is a big world. Some people are here to be like, they're on automatic, where their things are coming out automatically, and that's a choice. Then you have also some people that are like, I'm just going to focus on my business because that's what I'm here. And that's a right choice for them. What I'm saying is, every choice is right for you. You have to decide, does this fit my audience? Is there enough pushback from, like I said, the people that are saying, how dare you post about how do you act like everything is okay? You're just running your business. Well, the world keeps turning. The sun shines, it comes up, it goes down at the end of the day. The winds are blowing. Everything is going. It's cold here in New York. We're frozen like popsicles. Dr. Tiny's in Florida, probably on the beach. I'm jealous. But that's how it is. I'm not going to be upset because one person said something and the person doesn't, because you're supposed to be aligning with the business values that you see them present online. Hopefully it's truthful, but then you'll be able to deduct that also, or deduce that also with your sense of what is it? I'm losing my word. Where you discernment. You're supposed to have a sense of discernment about everything.
And I like what you said. Discernment is reading the room. Mm-hmm. Take the temperature. What is happening? What do the people want to hear from you?
And a lot of people go, how do you do that? I'm like, you have eyes, you have ears, you go to your news source, you go online, I see a lot of things. I don't search for these things. I always tell you, they find me. They find me email, they find me social media, they find me. I can pick up my phone. That's why I have my notifications on silent. Because I can pick up, look, right now, there's some Substack, there's some this, there's some email. I look at, like I said, with the Tim Stoddard email, I saw the post, the headline, because I was scanning the inbox. I saw the headline. I was like, this looks interesting because I'm following this person for a reason already, because they're putting out good content, things that I need to know that I'm interested in. So I'm already hooked into their system. I already know how they're going to talk, how to present their point of view, because he's done it before. And like I said, he bought Copy Blogger. I got to look it up and see if it's still called Copy Blogger. But I liked when I followed Copy Blogger all those way back when. I liked what they had to say about content and making content, and the people they had making the posts on the blog. So I'm in. So it's just that at this time, I pick up my phone. I said, let me check this. And I scan. I'm like, oh, I saw a couple of things. And I was like, I either start or come back, and, I decide to file it away and how it comes in. Also, the same thing with the threads. I'm on threads, and I just go to threads, and I just go, I start to like things because I know the threads algorithm is going to give me more of that, what I like. And I follow a lot of social media people. So I saw this post, and like I said, she wrote this 5 days ago. In the 5 days since, she's going back to talking about social media and because that's what she's doing. And the response is the things about threads, because it's a thread of conversation. I can see the people that respond to her thread and what they say in the conversation that's going on. So everybody is like pretty cool with what she's saying. Because why? Because they followed her before, when she's said things or presented her business in a way consistently. And now when she said something that's, people would say maybe out of pocket or whatever you want to call it, which I was like, this is just her opinion, point of view. People are like, yeah, you're right. And they resonated with it, with a like, a share, a comment, or whatever, all the touch points that Meta likes. And she, keeps going.
So, but both of these examples that you show, they didn't inflame anything. They just shared their opinion without pointing fingers, without blowing up stuff. Just, it was very well done.
Very them, very
right.
Very them. So it didn't upset me. It didn't upset the followers that followed them last year and the year before, because they're like, oh, that's just them. Like I said, I will go and check Mark's stuff because I'm like, I'm following Mark and I know what he said. He has a Discord where everybody gets together. He's probably said something in there. I haven't checked it. I will check it because these are the people that are top of mind for me. On the other hand, I like following Gary Vee. He says he doesn't talk about politics because that's not his focus or concern, because he's like, business will keep turning. The world keeps turning. This earth has turned.
And one story is going to push another story out of the way. Every morning there's something pushing something else, something happened and something else comes. And stuff keeps coming down the pike. And those things can distract you from your business, because that's what we talk about here. If you stay focused in on that, you won't do your business if you're standing out there looking for everything that pops up. And when are you doing your business?
For example, has Amazon stopped selling? People going to Walmart? People going to the main street in their town if they can get through. If they're not snowed in, they're buying, shopping. That's what I mean by the world turns. There's some people that, and I see them online. How dare you? How can you move and breathe and eat and live and sleep? Easy.
Like when I'm supposed to stop and allow whatever's happening, I'm just supposed to stop and stop my.
The world doesn't stop. Life. That's gravity. World turning. The sun is up here. It's nighttime somewhere else in the world. The world is doing this. And you have to decide what you're going to do. And we're talking about as a business. I would, if I got those kind of responses, like, how dare you talk about your business? Well, I'm like, well, I'm here for social media. And if you couldn't tell that before with all my other things, then I'm not the person for you. And to me, that's okay. Because again, everybody's not your customer. You're not here for everybody, you're here for a certain group. And when you sing the tune or play, I always like to use the Pied Piper. When you play the right tune, they follow you. Through the wind, through the rain, through the storm. Pied Piper was getting those rats up. And it bad weather, good weather, tsunami, hurricane, whatever. He played that tune. And they followed. So I mean, it was just seeing these things and seeing what was being said online, all of the other stuff about the celebrity that's in this and the this and the that and that. And I'm like, well, you have to have a level of discernment, not with just politics, with just the world, with yourself. Every day that you walk around and make decisions, you have to discern. Is this true? Is this not? Is this relevant? Is this something I need? Is this something I share? If I don't need it, I throw it out. That's why you see the TV show Hoarders. What it is, people got junk piled. They can't even get to. There's somebody that comes in and helps them.
And some people in that show, they can't let it go for whatever reason. They couldn't let it go.
It's psychological. They can't. They know they need to throw it out, but they're overwhelmed. Right. So some people now are overwhelmed because they thought this world existed, and now they're seeing there's a whole nother side of things that existed, and they're like, what's happening? And there's other people going like, yeah, we knew that was there, but the world kept turning. So,
and I guess one of the things I would ask is it pushing, if you focusing in on this, is it pushing your business forward?
Yes. What's your goal? Why are you here? And a lot of people are online, social media, it was for entertainment. That was great. Now we're in a place where everybody's waking up. The whole TikTok stuff, we talked about that. Woo! 2 Fridays. The first Friday I said, this is what the deal is. And I broke it down and told you what the deal was. And then 5 days, not even 5 days later, people are like, oh. I was like, yeah, oh. Oh,
TikTok as we know it. I'm like, oh
yeah. So I was like, okay, we're waking up, people. And what are you going to do?
But we've talked about this. What was our word? Pivot. You are going to have to pivot. Something happens. The thing you used to know is no longer.
The social media platform you based all your hopes on, you put your eggs in. I gotta find my blog post I wrote 10 years ago, maybe, about putting your eggs in the basket, because at that time it was Facebook, and Facebook went down and this and that, and people were like, oh, I can't run my ads, oh, I can't run my business. Same thing with TikTok. Oh, they're gonna do this, oh, they're gonna do that, I can't run my business. And I was like, if your business is TikTok, you don't have a business. That's not a business, because you have a business, like Fran said, you pivot, you pack your bag and you go to, what is it, Upswing, Upsell, whatever the new one is everybody running to. And you build on that, but you don't put all your eggs on the new app. You put one on Threads and you put one on LinkedIn.
Find out where your customers are going. That's what you probably need to do. Okay, guys. So what's your platform of choice, knowing that this one is not where we wanted to
Right.
be?
See,
Where are you going?
but see, that platform shouldn't be your home. That should be where you go and announce. And we've said this before. I'm having a Tupperware. I'm having a party, Tupperware party, whatever party. It's over here. Here's the address. But I'm going out in the street to tell you. Or I'm at the corner.
Yeah.
I'm at the store. I'm at the house party.
That's actually really good because you just broadcasted on TikTok.
You're broadcasting. That's not your business.
Right. You just telling what, hey, you know what? Come on over there. We're down the street.
How do you get people to come to your Tupperware party? You just set your Tupperware party up and open the door and go, well, where are the people? No, you didn't tell anybody. That's what social media is. You're going out and telling people, but you have to tell them where to go. And you want to own it because look what happened to TikTok. TikTok was like, oh, new owners.
And we're like,
what did I call it? I said Ferrari car. You bought that Ferrari car, but you looked under the hood and was like, well, where's the engine? It's not there. They put a Hyundai or
it looks like a Ferrari, but it does not behave like one.
Yugo. What did the doctor put
a Yugo engine in it?
Put a Yugo engine in a Ferrari, and you're surprised. But you know, hey, this is what happens. We talked about and explained it. TikTok was good while it lasted, and I think we also said that pre-pandemic, get on there and use it, make hay while the sun shines, because it wasn't gonna last, and it didn't last. So now people are just upset and this and that, don't know what to do. And I said, "Where's your landline?"
Okay, so you said this a few years back when the was it massive? No, Montana people.
Yes, when they
I need
that one lady.
TikTok is my business, and they shouldn't shut it down. And what you doing now, sweetie?
That one lady in Montana. I said that you don't own a business if TikTok's shutting down or whatever happened to TikTok. If it affects your business where you have zero sales and zero, that's not a business. You're sharecropping. You're sharecropping. It doesn't belong to you.
I think it's the real idea is, even if it was YouTube, as stable as YouTube appears to be, YouTube,
it could happen to YouTube.
All of them, if they go down, what will you do?
It can happen to YouTube. Nobody's saying it can't. It could, but YouTube is Google, which is pretty stable, but it can happen to YouTube. It can happen. It's happened to Facebook. It can happen to any other social media platform, which is the reason why you must have your own farm. We talked about that too, but people don't want to do the work of, well, this might happen. And there's all kind of little stories and fables and tales about the grasshopper and the ant and the this and that. Those stories have survived all this long because they're true. One is, like enjoying the now, like it's gonna last forever. Your parents tell you it's not. If you have wise parents, they tell you it's not. They tell you not to spend your money.
Right. There are so many people who have said social media is free for now. It's probably the best way to get the word out, because that's what we're to make the announcements. That's what the social media is for, to make the announcements. But you need to have the cookies need to taste good when they come over to your shop and say, "Hey, I like these." Social media is where, like Costco, when you get the little sample out in Costco and you taste a little chicken, what is it? Chicken sausage or something. And then you go, oh, these are good. Then you go into Costco and go to the aisle and go buy the thing. Well, because
you came in for toilet paper or paper towels or milk or eggs. You came in for a staple. You didn't come in for chicken sausage, because that's not a thing that you desire.
But when on social media, you are out there scrolling or doing whatever, and you come across chicken, you taste the chicken sausage, you go like, oh, this is good. Then you go over to that channel for more.
Yeah, that's it exactly. So I mean, and I love the thing of bringing up about YouTube. It's not, we're not saying YouTube can't go down. It can.
Yeah.
Google Ads, Facebook, Meta, whatever.
And there has been changed when Apple, enforced their privacy situation, and Facebook had to pivot.
Yeah, with the ads, they messed up. Yeah, they really messed up Meta's ad structure. About having an Apple device and privacy, because Apple prioritized its users' desires, needs, and wants over everything else, not over revenue. Just okay, we got to make money first, but what comes next? Well, the customer has to be happy, and they are concerned about privacy. So let's do this thing. Oh, it's going to mess up Meta's ad structure, and this. Well, we're not Meta. We're Apple. We're keeping our share first. Come the shareholders, and then come the users, the customers. Everything else comes after that. So that's what Apple did their thing, and oh well, because Meta's not concerned with your privacy at all. We talked about that 10 years, 20 years.
And what is it?
Cambridge Analytica was
Cambridge Analytica. They did not care about
20,
I don't think they ever cared when they let Facebook out to the public.
No, because
past the education
makes their money from ads. So whatever gets people to buy, they didn't really care about the user privacy, blah blah blah. They didn't care. So here we are. Two situation of looking at two corporations and their focus goal and how they treat the users, the customers. So, and also remember, we talked about Meta testing out subscriptions. Like, okay, because Fran brought it up about being free for now. Well, hell, I didn't mean to say hell. Sorry. Heck, here they come. Here come Meta
with their subscription base.
Who warned you? We talked about it here.
And you keep telling us these are companies that have shareholders and need to make money.
They come
and ads wasn't enough. So
right. It wasn't enough. You think it would be, but it's not, because there's other things happening. Like we said, Apple changed their thing around and messed up the ad structure, ad revenue for Meta. So Meta was like, okay, we got to keep this train going. What kind of gas are we going to put in it? Well, we put ads in. That's not 100%. So we need to add subscriptions in. Let's do that, and let's add in the verification, and let's do. So it could be whatever it is to add up to 100% of revenue, as in getting the gas going for this train called Meta, because we're making all this money.
And they tried with the verification thing, and I'm like, it wasn't a real value.
Some people
the value. Yeah, I had it for $1 million. I'm like, $15 a month, but I'm not getting anything.
Not what are you getting? So
I was like, no.
Some people some businesses are keeping it. Some people, some names are keeping it, and that's all right. I don't fault them.
And they have a reason for keeping it.
Yeah, they have a reason.
And now with the new structure coming down the pike, see, they're not the only ones, because
right.
ChatGPT just also talked about ads,
right? Because they were doing subscriptions and saw that it wasn't enough,
right? And so they made a lower tier for you to get in. But I think I saw ads when they quietly, hey, you might want to upgrade to get this and da da da. That was an ad. It just didn't seem like,
That's what I said. They're going to do it soft. Yeah, they're going to do it soft. It's not going to be like you're watching TV and then the commercial it just chops right into the storyline. No, they're just gently. There's an ad, soft CTA.
And it came up like, and you're about ready to type in your whatever prompt that you was putting in, and then something pops up. Oh, would you think about trying to upgrade? And I'm like, wait a minute.
Upgrade. Yeah.
Like,
Upgrade. Yeah, upgrade. So I mean, I know the business practices. I'm like, they don't anger me, but some people are angered, and rightly so. And rightly so. All right, so I have some notes from my lovely assistant. So we, I was talking about the POV rules. So the smart dual meaning of rules, POV as in perspective, like your point of view matters. It shapes how you create your business, how you lead, how you connect with people online, and also POV, point of view as in rules. There are invisible rules people think they must follow to be safe online. Now, why won't this ruin your business if done right? Because people don't leave because you have a point of view. They leave or they're not satisfied or they're not connect when your message feels hollow, evasive, or performative. Performative as in, okay, you're performing. I'm seeing the show now. It's the Wizard of Oz thing. I'm seeing it now, so I'm leaving, but I didn't see it before this thing happened. And like I said, a lot of people's businesses, especially on Instagram, it's automatic. It's just running. It's just they set the post and they're not really they're not allowing for any breaking news because that's not their concern. It's a machine.
Right.
And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that because we're in the point now where it's like social media has evolved from, the social thing where we was doing Twitter and everybody watched Game of Thrones or watch whatever show and we was tweeting it to now everything is very automatic with a link in bio, a Stan store, or whatever it is. It doesn't have to be Stan store, whatever it is, the platform where you're talking about something that you're selling and you have the path of go to my link in bio or DM me and you get put into my funnel. That's where we are with social media now. So the posts you're seeing, the conversations, everything, those people are doing it to drive you to their call to action, which is email list, Stan store, whatever you want. What it could be whatever it is, but it gets you in the path of connection to where you're going to be sold something down the line immediately, or maybe 2 or 3 touches down the line, but you're going to be sold something. And if they do it right, it's something that you want.
And we keep talking about this one company when you talked about trademarks. They created something that was very engaging, and it didn't look like all the rest of the ads that come.
But it was an ad.
It was an ad. But it was very effective and it was very necessary. So, when they talk about scroll stopping, that one was scroll stopping. I haven't seen them run it in a while, but it was scroll stopping. And if I was in the need of their services, which I was.
But see now, let's talk about why you may not see the ad anymore, because depending on the ad structure, it may be to new eyes and you're already, the first one got you and connected you and made you a follower. So they don't feel like they need to send that ad to you anymore because it was ads to what they call top of funnel to get you into it. So if you're connected already and you consuming their content or joining their list or opening their emails, that puts you down to the different stages of the funnel where it's cold, warm, and hot. So you might be warm, so they will do other ads or do other ways of connecting with you. That's why you're not seeing that first ad anymore, because that is for that's the fresh in the sense of fishing. That's I put a fresh worm on the hook and put it in, and now all the fish that didn't see that hasn't seen me before with this new lure, they're going to grab onto that. Whereas I'm just guessing, the older fish will be like, yeah, I know the trick, and they swim around. But then you come back and say, hey, I got something for the older fish who's seen it all and have some kind of different thing. And the fish that's older go, well, I haven't seen that before. Let me investigate. Put their mouth on it, and you got that. So that's kind of like how people do their ads. They don't do the same one over and over. It's like, okay, are they new eyes, fresh eyes? They've never heard of the business before. They get this ad, or they've integrate not integrated. They've interacted with me before, but they haven't bought. They get this ad. Then the people that have seen all the ads integrated with me, but haven't bought, and they have opened, there's different levels to this, and they get a different ad. It's all to bring them in. So I forgot what the name of that is, but that's probably what it is. Why you're not seeing that ad? But it's probably running to new people.
And I haven't been on Instagram and
right.
And okay, so targeted ads, I think when you think it's magically appearing because you talked about boots, and now all of a sudden you see all these things about boots.
Right.
It was probably because I haven't put anything in about
because see, they look at the ad the ads can be so structured as to, well, did they interact with this? Then don't, it's a if then that kind of programming kind of thing, to where people think I run an ad, and no, there's all kind of structure to it. So that's what I'm saying. It might be depending on where you are, the interaction, the touches with the business, and how that business set up their ads and their ad sets. You'll see different things. It's very complicated, especially on Meta. Very complicated. It can be simple doing the ad, but it can be very complicated if you get to, the rules of, okay, if they do this, but they don't do that, send them there. If they do this and this, but they don't do that, then send them this. You can do all that in the background. So this is why there's people with businesses and of making ads, of just doing Meta ads, because it can be complicated depending on what you want to have. So that could be one explanation. So I want to get back to my notes. So another thing that Jessica said, that POV, point of view, doesn't mean shouting. It means standing somewhere clearly enough that people know what they're walking towards. That means that your point of view, you've been sharing it this whole time, not just now. That, whenever you started, say 5 years, 10 years, 3 years, whatever it is, you've been sharing your point of view, whether it is political or whatever, or you've been loud or soft or silent, however you've been doing it. Remember, those silent lurkers. I never forget about people that are silent. That's why I talked about them so many times, is because you're thinking, well, nobody is interacting with this, when it is being interacted with. They're just not doing the like, the share, the comment, but they see you. And then here it is, you come with a post like from Shannon, or you do a Substack like Tim, or you do whatever on LinkedIn or whatever, and then you get all these influx of people because they've been silently consuming your content, but you said something from a point of view that struck out with them at that moment in time. Talk about virality, going viral. It does that. And then people, they see it. But here's the other side of that, going viral and going popular, and I didn't know all these people were going to see my post, is if you're a business, you must have the system set up for all of that energy to go through, all of that content to go through. Otherwise, people go, oh, you went viral and nothing happens. And I see this a lot. People, I want to go viral. I want to go viral on TikTok. I want to go viral on Reels. But you don't have any offers. I see this a lot on YouTube. People have these videos and and they're liking. I'm like, but you don't have a pinned comment to have me go do something with your business. See, you're just making a video, and I understand you want to be in the YouTube partnership program and you want your views up, but there's things you can do before you can get there, where if you've got the correct system, what people call funnels, all you do is make your video, make it correctly, it goes viral. That first link is you going, hey, if you like this video, or you and you want more, here's this. And they put the link there and you tap it and you're in. I see a lot of people not doing that on YouTube.
And that's okay. Simple. That's the simple.
Okay. They don't know. Right. They don't know. Right.
And I think the simple step for a lot of people would be, hey, sign up on our list or something. Just move them.
Right. It doesn't have to be selling. It could be my email list, which is another form of selling down the road. See, it's like when you, I still remember, what was it, Party City? Used to go on Party City, and they would, you would buy something. It was like, hey, you on our email list or whatever, because your birthday or something, whatever it was. I was like, I gave them my email. Because they don't want you to leave the store. They got the sale, but they don't want you to leave the store without them having a way to reel you back in.
Right.
The connection.
And I think, and a lot of the stores have gotten onto that, because when you bought some shoes at Nordstrom or something, you were like, get on our list so we can let you know when the sales are coming up.
Right.
And
that, you get the credit card thing, that in the store credit card, they want you to sign.
And then you get 5% off your offer. I mean, off your order right now. I'm like,
yes. Because it was like when you bought something in the store, they were like, oh, do you want 10% off? Do you want whatever if you sign up for our store card? Because the cashiers have been trained to not just ring up a sale and say, okay, goodbye. Enjoy your day. No, they're like, okay, while they're ringing it up, do you want this? It's what is it called? It's add-on, but it's something in retail they call it, to where you want the sale, but you want to upgrade. Like for McDonald's, you go in, I just want a quarter pound. They're like, well, if you for a few dollars more, you get to have the value meal, or you get this, or you get, because they want to upgrade you. It's more sales for the business. Versus they came in for a cheeseburger or a coffee.
Would you like fries with that?
Upsell. That's what it is. Upsell. Upsell. So that's what they're doing. So you upsell with your video. I see a lot. I started to notice it a lot. I was like, well, okay, this person had a good video and this and that, and they like subscribe to the channel. Okay, but
subscribe to the channel. Yeah, because you don't get the name. I mean, you could see their names, but you don't get the details that you need to interact with them again.
I mean, you subscribe, but I mean, I've subscribed to a lot of channels and they go ring, the bell for the notification. I've gotten lots of not notifications, but I go into YouTube a lot. So if I'm interacting with that one person's video or and the next, YouTube knows to give me them. Like, I don't have to search for them. YouTube goes, you like this person, so here you go. Here's their newest video. I don't have to do any work. See? But you got to get them. The one video has to do more work than just a video. Or your social media post has to do more things than just, I posted today. I posted a reel, and people sit back and go, well, I had 1 million views. Well, so that really doesn't mean anything. If you're a business, did they click the link? Did they send you a DM? Did you get them on your email list? Did you get them over to your house to where the Tupperware party where you could show them, let me show you this, that, and that, and that? Or did you let them go? Or did you let the fish jump off the hook? I caught the fish, and it just jumped back in the water, and you got nothing.
Or okay, TJ, I think when you don't have the CTA or a way to do that, you are literally throwing them back.
Yes. Instead of them you caught the fish, took the picture. Hey, look, I went marlin. I got a marlin in Florida, and you threw it back. Well, some people do that. I mean, but okay, that wasn't my purpose. I wanted to catch a fish. I mean, catch it, like, put it on a boat, take it back in, and have them do something to it to eat it. You didn't do that because you threw it back. So there's a lot of nuance to things. And, getting back to this point of view, it's because you don't even have to talk about politics. What I'm saying is that you just share your point of view, how you're, the things that you have to say online, whereas you're not corporate speak or talking head like you're on the news. And now on the 6 o'clock news, 7 o'clock news, that's not what people are tuning in for online. They want to be entertained. They want to be taken away from their everyday life. They might want to hear what you have to say, but you may be too afraid to share that because what if they stop following me? Or what if they say something mean and hateful and nasty? Well, all the platforms have things where you can put words in that people can't even put those words in to shock you or to scare you or to, make you afraid of not sharing your voice, because you have to share your voice in the way that you talk and the way that you are. Not, let me talk like Gary Vee. Let me talk like Mark Schaefer. Let me talk like Oprah. Let me do this. Let me do this like the famous person. Let me do this like Kim Kardashian. Well, Kim Kardashian is Kim Kardashian, She can do what she can do because she's her. You have to figure out who you are, and you do that. And
they got famous because of they used their own voice. They didn't get famous because they were acting like somebody else.
They're themselves, whether you like them or not. The Kardashians are themselves. The mom figured that out very, very early in the game, and you either watch them or you don't. This is the thing I like about social media and content today. You can watch anything you want. You don't have to watch mainstream media news. You can watch Don Lemon. Don Lemon is really hot now. You can watch independent journalists. Doesn't have to be Don. There are a lot of other independent journalists. There's Joy Reid. There's Roland Martin. There's name, pick a channel, follow them and see point of view. They are sharing the news in the way that they know how, or not even news, say celebrity news or entertainment, or you know, some TV show that you want to follow that you watched on Netflix, and now you go online because you go to YouTube. There's a whole bunch of videos explaining each episode and the this and the that, Easter egg. There's so much content being made. You can make your choice. You can choose what you want to consume, and I love that. You curate your feed. I talked about that a lot. So excuse me. So now you curate your feed. Like Dr. Todd said, indeed, that's what's great about it now. Is that
you get a choice.
And look, just for example, look at Don Lemon's trajectory, being a journalist for 30 years, being on CNN, being released from CNN. They departed and went their own way, and people were like, well, you're not on CNN, you're a nobody. Well, he put the work in on YouTube. Give it a couple of years, and now he's like, everybody knows Don Lemon today. Like, even if you don't watch his channel, he's made news. So these are the things that I'm talking about as far as content. If that you put the work in, you're going to see, and my light is jumping around. You're going to see the results. Putting the work in. That's why I talk about the fishing and the dating. And I love the farm analogy because I think with Carolina, we was talking about Green Acres. We had a good time with that one. We had a good time with the Green Acres because I was just talking and I was like Green Acres, and we just put that into the show because that's what it was, putting in the work. See, that's the piece that everybody. I want viral. I want to make money online. I want this. I want that, but they don't want to put the work in. And you got to put the work in. So you got to be digging the ditch. Nobody's watching the ditch, but watching you dig the ditch. But then something happens, and here comes everybody to watch the end result. And just real quick, because I was watching Don Lemon, he said that he didn't, while he was being detained, he didn't even know that he was the biggest story. He was the biggest story. He said they released him. He came out, and he was like, well. His lawyer said, well, you need to make a statement. He was like, what for? His lawyer said, well, you're the biggest thing. Go ahead.
That's normally how virality happens. You don't know, but he had a system in place though. So
right. That's what I mean about digging the ditch, about having a farm. He was like, well, okay, I'm not on CNN anymore. Oh, poor me. I'm a nobody. He was like, well, I've been doing this for 30 years. I know how to do this. I started out in, whatever market he started in and built it up and became the big thing on CNN. And he was like, well, I have the knowledge and the know-how. I'm just going to dig another ditch. He was like, well, I'm a big name. I shouldn't be digging any ditches. It should just happen. But he put in the work. And like I said, I thought it was so funny because he was like, well, why do I have to make a statement? Nobody, because he was in, being detained, being blind to what was going outside. And he said he walked out and saw he became the story. He's like, I'm usually the other side of it. He said, I became the story. And all of these, he said he even had helicopters. And for California news, that's big deal to put the helicopters. Get the helicopter out, and he was just like really flabbergasted. I was like, hey, that means that you put the work in of being your point of view, being yourself. He says, I'm gonna continue to be myself because that's 30 years of journalism. That's him learning the story. Like he said, I don't fear getting out in the street and talking to the man on the street, because he said that's what I do. Doesn't scare me. So he's like, I'm not gonna be scared. Now he's a bigger deal. So you've made a bigger story out of it, when it was like, okay, people that follow Don Lemon because, you know, he said something, he did the New Year's Eve thing, or he said something funny, or he used to be on CNN. Now you've made him a bigger story worldwide. So these things the virality of it doesn't just, okay, here you are viral. He's like, well, I already had a system in place. And the funny thing is, he said his channel, the first thing he said to his husband was like, well, what happened to my channel? Because he goes live twice a day on YouTube and other places, I think. He was like, well, what about my channel? He was worried about the YouTube channel. His husband said, don't worry about it. They've been going live streaming for 9 hours. His other contemporaries, journalists that he's built up this, knowing everybody for 30 years, they all came on and live streamed and kept his channel live. That doesn't just happen. That with no planning. So it's like, okay, well, he thought, well, my channel was dead today. Then his husband was like, no. Everybody came and, got on and said this. Every journalist came on and said something and kept it going for 9 hours. So that's just a testament to building up a brand of, I'm knowledgeable, first of all. Like you said, the cookies got to taste good. I got to know how to make the cookies. They got to taste good. I'm doing the thing. My point of view, I'm not making, this is not fake. This is me. Because if he had been any other kind of journalist, the other journalists would have been like, well, okay, whatever. Nobody would have showed up, and his channel, his YouTube channel wouldn't have been live for 9 hours because no one would care. But obviously something good happened there of being knowledgeable, experience, building up a network of being a good person and doing for others as they do for you, having a relationship within an industry to where they show up for you without being asked. Because as others said, these people showed up. We didn't ask them. They showed up because of the platform and the relationship that you had with them for the 30 years. See? You can't buy that. There's no place you can go and buy that of the goodwill and all of the stuff that he had that people came out for Don Lemon. I'm not talking about him being a good person or this, that. It's not about that. It's about what he's built, reputation-wise, experience-wise, and being current in times. Because he made a joke about somebody. Oh, he said a joke was that so one of the young kids came out, oh, I love you, I watch on TikTok. And he said it used to be people would come, the young people would come out, and he said, oh, I know my grandmother loves you on CNN. And he says now it's them coming up. I've seen you on TikTok, because his little TikTok's a little funny. So, but that just goes to the testament of pivoting, experience, knowledge, and pivoting. Pivoting is very important here.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important, because he could have just been like, and Joy Reid did the same thing. These are all journalists who were on TV for a long time, established on mainstream media, and then mainstream media said, well, we don't want you anymore. We let you go. Most people would be devastated at that. If I've been on, I built a reputation for 30 years. And then I remember people were in the beginning were laughing because he was like, oh, he did an interview with Elon Musk and it didn't go well or something. This was early days when he started his YouTube. Mm-hmm. But I was like, it was a stumble and you can laugh, but who's laughing now? Who's laughing now? John's laughing because he's like, I built a thing and I got almost like 1.5 million subscribers, and just from my point of view, for being myself, being an independent journalist now. So I love that story of Don, because it shows that when you have the knowledge and experience, you just pivot. That's an important part of it, pivoting. Because a lot of people, and I brought you the story about the older man that was making sandwiches for like $7 an hour. I'm trying to remember, but he was upset because he couldn't get a job. He had 30 years experience as a copywriter. It was as a copywriter, but he was mad because he was making $7 an hour making sandwiches. I was like, but that's on you because you got the knowledge and experience of the copywriting, which is what everybody needs to be on social media. You haven't pivoted. You haven't you haven't used the pivot. You haven't used the pivot. You have to use the pivot. I'm gonna talk about that pivot.
Mhm.
That's the most important piece of the puzzle is the pivot. And Dr. Tati says he is laughing hard. Yes, he's enjoying it, but it's because it's the fruits of his labors. 30 years worth of labor. And now, you know, you were turned out, you were in that job for 30, you were, I'm not saying he was with CNN 30 years? I don't think so, but just being with that network for so long and they just turn you out like cold and here, bye. We don't need you. And then it's like, what do I do? And then he goes, okay, I'm a journalist. I know how to do X, Y, Z. I know how to find a story. I know how to produce a story. I just need the platform. And here's YouTube. The beautiful thing about YouTube. And you don't have to be Don Lemon. You can just be you.
Yeah.
And you don't have to have 1.5 million subscribers. You could have 50. You could have 100. But you have to do the things. You have to do the work of building the brand. So that's really what I want to talk about. Was the point of view and all of the stuff that's happening now. All of the stuff that's happening now. Yeah. So the Don Lemon thing, I think I saw his interview yesterday or last night. I thought it was real interesting, but there you go.
Now, TJ just talked about she's going to be working on the pivot. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, that's going to be a really good conversation.
Yeah.
Mastering the pivot. So you need to get connected with Terry. TerryJohnsonOnline.com/info. Get connected and make sure you're on her list. So, because that's going to drop and that's going to be some really, really good information that is necessary. We need to understand how and when to pivot because it's a thing. Change is always happening and we need to be prepared for it. So connect with TerryJohnsonOnline.com/info. You can follow her everywhere on her social media channels.
Ask me a question. Ask me a question. Any place you want to ask me, Terry Johnson Online, I take the questions. It's not, you have to pay for the question. No, just questions. I want to answer questions. That's how it's like, I know what's going on with everybody. What are your problems? What are your issues? If you don't ask the questions, you don't get the answer.
Correct. So just make sure you ask TJ.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then we want to offer you the opportunity to connect with Bizchicks as well. Just go to our bizchicks.net and you can click the link to join our community. There is no charge to join, not right now anyway. And so you can do that. If you want to get on our text list, you can do that by going to text biz to 33777 for announcements and things of that nature. We do not spam.
No,
we don't do
not
it.
At all.
We only give you information that's going to help you build a profitable business that's fun to run.
Exactly.
We will be back next Tuesday. Every Tuesday you can come here for marketing talks. And then on Friday, oh my gosh, you need to be there on Friday. We got things to talk about. There is so much coming down the pipe.
Friday,
oh my goodness. Get over there so you can find out what's happening with TikTok, what's happening with Instagram. There are things happening with tech. You need to be over there. So we'll see you on Friday, along with Dr. Tachi and Terralina. And we got Coach Karen coming up tomorrow and Robin coming up on Thursday. So do what you can, follow us and refer and subscribe, do whatever you need to do to make sure that you are here. So we're going to let Brittany take us home and we will talk to you all very, very soon.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in today. We trust you've learned something to help you build a more profitable business and take the hassle out of your hustle. See you next time.